Aloha, everyone, in another level living land. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Freedom Fridays. So happy that you're here because we're in store for a treat. We have an amazing special guest, and we're going to be talking about stopping the drain, healing the patterns of toxic money for true freedom, right? How many of you want true freedom? So stay tuned because this is what we're going to be talking about today. So I want to first share with you what is the purpose of the show. The purpose of the Freedom Friday show is to support you as an entrepreneur in achieving your success in business and life harmony and prosperity because it really is two sides of the same coin. We never want to get so busy making a living that we forget to make a life. And it is 100% possible to work smarter, stress less, strengthen your relationships, and lead with much more energy, ease, and momentum. So we're going to do that now. I want you to give a warm welcome to our special guest today, Alyssa Utecht. Alyssa, hi.
Hello, I am delighted to be here.
Thank you so much for being with us today. We're so excited and looking forward to hearing your wisdom. I'm going to let them know who you are first, okay? So, Alyssa Utecht is a boundaries coach and energy guide who helps women stop draining themselves by always saying yes when they want to say heck no. She guides women to clear money blocks, to heal relationships, and to drop the guilt that keeps them holding them back. She's also an international best-selling author and speaker, and she is blends intuitive energy work, and real-world tools so her clients always leave feeling lighter, freer, and finally ready to say yes to the life and freedom that lights them up. Oh my goodness, Alyssa, thank you so much for your service to the world. It's so good and so needed.
Definitely needed.
So, question for you. Tell us, why is this topic, why is this something that's so important? Not a lot of us have challenges with understanding money. Sometimes there could be this love-hate relationship. We talked about toxic money, and I'm all about the aloha money. But why
Mm.
is this something that's so important for us?
Oh, I love that you asked that question, and I could talk about it for hours, so I will try to be succinct. So, I would say most of us want more money. We love money. We love having money. We feel safe with having money. And the thing with money is, it is money. It's paying bills and eating food and buying clothes and traveling, but it's also an energy. It's an energetic exchange. And so we all have a relationship to money that has a physical, mental, and emotional component to it. So I think people aren't always aware that when they think of their money or deal with their money, I'm not sure that they're aware of all the things that are going on underneath because really the money is representing the emotions and the stress. So someone might have anxiety in their money, and I can guarantee there's anxiety somewhere else in their life. So money is great and I love it, and it's such a great mirror for what's really going on underneath. So I think that's why I'm so passionate to help people become aware. And then when you're aware, right, then we have this power to choose. We can start to shift it, and that's when we really can invite in more abundance in all the areas, but definitely more abundance in the area of money, which I think a lot of us want.
This is something that's so good. I love because I talk about when your inner world master your outer world, and that you're highlighting that this beautiful reflection of what we're experiencing in our finances has also a lot to do with what's going on inside, right? Because inside, technically, for everyone, we're billionaires, we're multimillionaires, we have all of this wisdom, like especially for us as entrepreneurs, as y'all have been doing this, we can't go back to a job because they can't pay us enough for the wisdom that we have inside.
I
And
love.
so you're sharing with us the need to pay attention to that reflection
Mhm.
so therefore we can manifest and create what we're called for. Each of us are
Mm.
called for millions and multi-millions. And how much more can we give as we receive?
That is exactly right. That I love that you put it that way because part of the signs of, having some toxic relationship with money in your life is like overgiving and undercharging because you feel guilty or saying yes to work or clients that don't align with you because you're afraid that that money will stop flowing. Maybe it's feeling resentful, uncomfortable talking about money. So it's all an inside job. Everything is what's going on underneath becomes a reflection to the money. So part of that is sometimes that's like, oh, it's the inner work. But the beautiful end of that is, oh my gosh, I don't need to go out in the world and work harder and get this job and do this thing and do it's all about if I can change what is going on inside, then everything else starts to reflect that. So I love that you said we are all millionaire billionaires on the inside. That's perfect. If we can just start from that place of abundance, then we can start to create it in our outside world.
Oh my goodness, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, it was funny. I was listening to the sermon on Sunday and I wrote it down because I love that when there's this peace of mind, peace of money, we can actually be of service even more
Yes.
to our communities at a bigger level. So I'm
Yes.
behind the scenes handling the verses and making sure that they're going up. And I hear the pastor say, when what happens on the inside will eventually work its way on the outside. And I wrote it down, I put it on a sticky note. I'm
Mm,
like, that's exactly it. So
yes.
what's in the inside, it's going to work out one way or the other. So one of the ways.
Exactly right. We manifest things. Things are created two times. First inside and then second our outside world. And so and I love that I know you speak to a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of caring, giving, empathic people. And I love that you reminded us the more we have, the more we earn, the more money we are receiving, the more we can give. We're not giving from an empty cup. We're giving from a place of abundance, and then it just circles. And it's like a fountain. It just keeps going and going, and it never runs out. So it starts from having that true abundance from the inside, and then it reflects. I love that.
Oh, good. Thank you so much for sharing and highlighting that. It feels good even listening to it again, right? Okay, so question for you. Now that we've kind of identified like why is this an issue and what's going on, what can we do about it? What can we do about it? Like what are some tips and strategies that you have to share with us that can lead us into awareness or start shifting us um from survival, right? And restriction of money to aloha money and freedom.
Mhm. I love that you asked that. That is a great question. So, the key is our central nervous system does not know the difference between I'm not safe and oh, we might not have enough money for that vacation this year, right? Like it feels it the same. So, really the keys to starting to heal this are number 1, awareness. So, when you go to pay your credit card bill, just notice. Are you feeling anything in your gut? Are you feeling nervous in your throat? Do you feel a weight on your shoulders? So start to make that mind body connection with awareness whenever you're dealing with your money. And then it's about healing. So calming that central nervous system. And there are lots and lots of tools. And I have, this is what I do with my clients. So I take them through this whole process where we heal at a deep cellular level these triggers and emotions and feelings and thoughts that aren't serving us anymore. Maybe one time they kept us safe when there was an actual tiger, but now it doesn't serve us. And then the last thing is it retrains then your neural pathways and it retrains your central nervous system so that it does feel safe when you get that bill from the doctor. It's like, oh, didn't know that was going to be that much. Okay. Because when we're in a calm parasympathetic state with our central nervous system, we are resourceful. Our brain is clear. There are no squirrels or monkeys. We can think, we make decisions that are best for us. So, really, the key is awareness, calming the system, and then moving forward from that more resourceful place.
Oh my goodness, I love this. Like, okay, so yes, all change starts with awareness. That's so great. And one of the things that was coming as you were talking is sometimes we might not even be aware because it can be so automatic, right? So it's interesting that part of like taking notice of how you're feeling. Sometimes we may like what was coming to me, sometimes we can have this spiral in our mind, like of worry, uncertainty, like, oh my goodness, what's going on? You want to pay attention to even that too. So what's happening in the body, what's
Mhm.
happening in the heart, And also paying attention to when the squirrel starts going, like, it's almost like the rabbit going down the rabbit hole. How to stop it before you go down the rabbit hole, right?
Absolutely.
Let's
Yeah.
spiral back up.
That is absolutely true. And with clients, a lot of the work is healing the generational stuff, right? It comes from our parents, it comes from our grandparents, it comes from way back. And we have complete compassion, right? For where people were, they did what they did at the time with what they had. Now we're just in such a more abundant world, but we're still holding on to those programs. So once we can start to recognize the statements that go through our mind, or the emotions, we can recognize those beliefs. Oh, that's from my grandparents who, lived through the depression and had to pick up cans in the ditch in order to eat. So those things can be passed down cellularly or even just in family stories. So the key is to getting to those things, and so you can really heal it and then calm those squirrels and the things that are from modern day for just full healing. And you get to go forth with more ease and more joy and more freedom, which I know you love.
Yes, well, yes, absolutely. And I'm so glad that you highlighted and mentioned that, a lot of times these things that we're struggling with internally in our nervous system have nothing to do with us in this life. Some of it could, but so
Yes.
much of it is generational. And even if you may not consciously know how many generations ago, this is why you want to fall in love with your unconscious mind, but it knows, your body knows, your heart knows, your mind knows, your energy knows. So I just love that you mentioned that, because I talk about it all the time and people are like, what are you talking about? And then they get, when you lead them through the process, like, oh my goodness, I get it. It's from my great grandmother 7 generations ago that led to this. And wow, it impacted my life this way, this way, this way. And when we release that, when we let go, lean in, let go, we're able to leap forward, like you shared.
Mm. And I think the collective energy is also when you're in a shopping mall and it's Christmas and people are frantic, and it's like they got to get the things, like we feel it, right? So we absorb this whole collective energy of, we got to stay safe, we got to take care of ourselves, and that also fires the central nervous system. So yeah, it comes from a lot of different places, and no judgment, just like awareness, because then you can start to heal it.
Take notice. Yeah. And then it can becomes like, oh, you're not impacted by, okay, I can be the light in the middle of all this darkness and craziness. Like, oh, it's interesting. People are beautiful. We love them.
And that is the whole point, right? Is being your joyful, lit up self so that other people can see it, recognize it, and have permission to do the same. I love that. That's beautiful.
Alyssa, you are such an amazing, beautiful soul, and wisdom that you have shared with us. It is just so beyond. Okay, how can we continue this journey with you? Do you have like a
Okay,
free gift that you can share with us?
I do. I have a free resource that it's 7 ways to calm your system and shift your mood. And the whole point of it is there are seven, I think probably eight, because I always like bonuses, 8 ways that you can take 2 minutes in your day, do this simple, simple thing, and it can help shift you out of that fight or flight and into the parasympathetic, where you are resourceful, you are calm, you can take on the world, you're resilient. So please, I encourage everyone to just pick that up, try one, try two. Let me know if you like it or if you tried it or how it went, because the key to this is the nervous system. The key to this is the nervous system. So please, yeah, go ahead and take it, and I use them all.
Yay! No, I love that. And how can we continue? Like, how can we stay connected with you? Do you have a website, LinkedIn?
I do. Yep. I believe in the show notes there will be my website and my LinkedIn profile. I would love for you to reach out, connect with me. I think my email should also be in there, and you can just send me a note. Let me know how the tools are working for you, or let me know if you want to know, what are the other kinds of, what are the 5 kinds of toxic money, and how can we start to heal it? We can just start a conversation with no obligation, no pressure. Just the more people that can be aware of this, the more we can heal this stuff, and the better that we can create our life. And then we go out into the world, and then we can help other people create more joy, ease, and flow also.
I love that. The ripple effect. That's probably the best part about all of it, right? The ripple effect and the wave that it creates.
Yes.
So Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us today. What would be the biggest takeaway based on everything that you shared with us? What would be the biggest takeaway that you want to leave us with today?
Okay, there's a hard truth here. If you do not look at the energy of your money, it will not change. You can work harder, you can work faster, you can do the things, you can have the side hustles, you can do all the things. But if you do not start to heal this stuff at an absolute core cellular level, these aren't going to change. And that's the truth. And so that's why I'm so passionate to share this with people, because I really, really want everyone to experience the abundance and the joy that we are meant to have on this planet.
I so love it. Thank you so much for sharing. So, everyone who's listening in another level living land, let this message marinate into your mind, body, heart, and soul. We also want to hear your wisdom too. So, put a comment in the comments below. What was your biggest takeaway? What was your wisdom from this? What's this thing that you're gonna shift in your world to be able to make this a reality? I love what you talked about, that big mic drop moment that you just shared. It really is about interrupting the pattern. If we keep doing the same thing, we're going to get the same results. And now it's time to interrupt that pattern and give yourself a newer and lighter way forward. Alyssa, we're so grateful for you today. Thank you so much. And you know, everyone, another level living land, sharing is caring. So if you were inspired by this message, which I know that you were, go ahead and share this out with the world to give the rest of your world, friends, family, and loved ones, the gift of healing toxic patterns. Look forward to seeing you again soon for another episode of Freedom Fridays, and have an amazing rest of the day. Peace.